Hey everybody, Graham here. So we have another celebrity being accused of crimes of an intimate nature. This time it's RussellBrand, and I'm going to give you a disclosure here, which is to say that I don't particularly like RussellBrand. I've generally found his comedy to be, I don't know, it rubs me the wrong way. And his sort of persona rubs me the wrong way. But that doesn't mean that he's a criminal. And it doesn't mean he's not. I'm just sort of trying to disclose my bias here, that I don't like the guy. And if he were to be proven to have done the things that he's accused of, it wouldn't particularly bother me. Except in the sense that crimes of that nature bother me. But the fact that it was RussellBrand would not bother me. So we have an accusation. We have some supposed receipts in the form of text messages and what purports to be a fairly lengthy investigation, although based on some of the issues that have been brought up with the evidence, one questions exactly what the nature of that investigation might have been. But leaving that aside for the moment, RussellBrand has had a reputation for a long time of being problematic for women. And he has been fairly open about the fact that he has had treatment for that, as well as treatment for other sorts of addictions, drugs, alcohol. So he's had issues in the past with this sort of thing. And I guess the main question would be, not whether or not he's done anything bad. He almost certainly has. The question is whether or not any of the bad things that he's done rise to the level of illegality or just extreme repulsiveness. And so far, at least for me, it's impossible to say. The allegations sound reasonably credible, but who knows? That umbrella guy has pointed out some problems with the text messages that we've seen. In particular, he's pointed to a couple of screenshots and noted that it looks like there may have been some photoshopping going on. But on the other hand, we're not sure that those that those are intended to be actual screenshots. They could just be a mock-up that was used to illustrate, and there's nothing in the articles or the reports that say whether or not that's the case. Andrew Gold pointed out that there was one of the screenshots had a note that said, that gave the credit to Channel 4, and that's wouldn't be the case if it was from the accuser's phone, necessarily, but we don't know. So there's evidence, and there is reason to question the evidence. Now, when we look at this sort of thing, we can see people on both sides of the aisle. You've got people like Johnny Depp, Marilyn Manson, Till Lindemann, who were basically attacked by their partners or their, people they had interactions with. And those accusations have turned out to be bogus. But they do underscore the point that false accusations do happen. On the other side of the coin, we've got people like Danny Masterson and Bill Cosby, who have straight up committed crimes and have gone to prison for it. Danny Masterson's going to be in prison probably for the rest of his life. I know there are commenters who don't agree with me about that, but, time will tell. But I'm just going to come straight out and say that I honestly don't know whether or not these things are true. They might be, they might not be. Andrew Gold says he's getting a lot of attacks from both sides. People who think he's guilty and people who think he's innocent are both going after him for not taking their side, but he's been very transparent about the fact that he doesn't know and that he's sort of waiting to see what else is going to drop. And I'm kind of in the same boat. I haven't watched the video that was put out by the person that I was talking about in my last video. I suspect that she will be at least leaning towards the side of this is a hoax, or at the very, very least, she will be looking at things a lot more critically than she looked at, say, Danny Masterson. And as I said in that video, like, she does great work on this stuff when she actually does the work. Her work on Manson and Lindemann was fabulous, and what she put out there about Masterson was just off the top of her head. So, but this is definitely something I'm going to be keeping an eye on. And again, I don't have a preference as to whether or not he's guilty or not guilty. And let me explain what I mean by that. Obviously, I have a preference that he's not guilty in the sense that I would prefer it if the things that he's been accused of did not happen. Because, nobody should have that happen to them. But I will not be any more upset if it turns out that he's guilty than I would be if it turns out that he's innocent. So it's really no skin off my back to wait and see what happens. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I will update as needed, but until then, that's where I am on it. I hope you're all cool with that, but if you're not, I don't know what to tell you, because I'm not going to be convinced by strenuous protestations on either side. I'm going to be convinced by evidence. So there it is. And I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you're doing well, and I will talk to you in the next one. Graham out. Bye-bye.